to Travel Explorer, the travel program that explores South Africa, discovering weekend and holiday adventures that everyone can enjoy. Every week, our explorers will be bringing you 2 exciting new destinations. Today, I'm back in Zululand at the Zulu village and lodge, and we're about to experience some true African tradition. Each of the sleeping units represents the diversity of the South African tribal people. And for those who have never been to a cultural village, this is definitely worth a visit. Inside, you'll find the accommodation spacious and tastefully decorated in ethnic fabrics and memorabilia. The lodge is connected to a traditional Zulu village, home to over 50 Zulu residents, making a stay here truly an African experience. This is the largest village of its kind in the Southern Hemisphere and the only tourist village to be opened by King Goodwill Zwelithini, placing the Royal Zulu stamp of approval on its authenticity. Along with learning that Zulu means thundering Zulu, a visit to the village will teach you a lot about Zulu tradition, and what better place to start than with a sangoma. Having coughed and splattered my way through the traditional preparations, the sangoma scattered the bones, and what he had to tell me about myself was pretty close to the mark. Unfortunately, I'm not due for any mishaps in the near future. Having been told my fortune, it's time to move on and watch the women at work weaving baskets in the traditional manner. The speed and dexterity with which these ladies plait and weave makes it all look so easy, and the finished product wouldn't look out of place in any home. From baskets to the age-old tradition of pot making, and the loving care and tireless patience taken to burnish these pots until they have a smooth, bright finish to contrast with pattern work. Then, of course, there's a sight familiar to all South Africans, and one that's starting to appear all over the world since South Africa joined the global community. Intricate and beautiful Zulu beadwork, which I'm attempting to do. In case you're wondering, that was an attempt to express happiness, African style. Finally, those instruments of war that have given the Zulu warrior his fearsome reputation. And identifies him from all others, the hide shield and spear or assegai, coupled with a demonstration in stick fighting. Having seen all these items in the making, you can come here to the curio shop and take home a gift with a difference for a loved one, or simply take home something as a reminder of a memorable visit. If you want to see someone literally commune with nature, there's the man with the unbelievable ability to call the birds.
Orange-breasted shark. Gorgeous bush shark. Black-crowned shawcrab.
Spending a day learning about the Zulu culture, why not teach your tummy a thing or two about good South African cuisine? Which is what I'm about to do. So I'll say ciao for now.
Today I'm at Sidwala, which is one of the oldest dolomite caves in the world. From Pretoria, take the N4 towards Nelspruit, then turn left onto the R539 to the caves themselves. This is Robert, who will be my guide for today. Now, Robert, I understand that this is one of the oldest dolomite caves in the world.
That's right. It is one of the oldest caves. It's got a lot of history to it, you know. For example, like the Swazis lived here 200 years ago, which is quite interesting. As well, the cave was used as an ammunition depot during the Boer War. So, I mean, if you come into the cave, it gives you a sense of history that you can be part of, in a way.
And now we were speaking outside, so if I was to stage a rock concert in here, would there be any risks involved?
Well, I tell you, it would be a lot of fun, but unfortunately, the vibration of the music would probably be too much vibration for the rock to handle.
As you move through the halls and corridors, you pass weirdly shaped, illuminated stalagmites and stalactites. But the sheer grandeur and majesty and color of it all is awesome. The flows and twirls of the formations show nature off at its artistic best. The cave is truly worth a visit, and you'll take with you an experience you'll remember forever. Wow. Robert, thank you so much. That was fantastic.
It's a pleasure. Anytime.
The cave is open 7 days a week from 8:30 to 4:30, and there are guided tours available every half hour. Or you can take the 5 to 6 hour crystal tour, which is pretty scary because you crawl through a lot of tunnels, so it is for the more adventurous. Rob, fantastic. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
While at the caves, you can pop next door, step back in time with a visit to the dinosaur park. Entertaining as well as educational, these dinosaurs are life-size and scientifically accurate, showing the development of life on this planet. Starting with animals as diverse as the ancient amphibious reptiles, dinosaurs, and extinct mammals. And going on to show man's beginnings and the early stages of his development. Nestled in a wooded valley below Sidwala Caves in the Dinosaur Park is Sidwala Lodge and the Sidwala's Kraal, a place to escape the everyday hustle and bustle and integrate with an Indabele and Zulu village. With its warm, friendly service, this is the perfect place to relax and indulge in the true spirit of Africa. The entrance to both the Indabele and Zulu villages is here. Guided tours of both villages can be arranged at reception. The accommodation ranges from 86 chalets with a private pool to every 10 chalets, to self-catering accommodation and accommodation suitable for backpackers. The a la carte restaurant, Peacock Bar, and the nearby main swimming pool are great assets when it comes to socializing. And for the more active, there's a fully equipped sports and recreation center with sauna, steam room, gymnasium, squash court, and much more. The Sidwala Lodge is ideally situated for access to some of the many tourist destinations in the area, such as the Bladder River Canyon, God's Window, and the gates to the Kruger National Park. After the break, I'll be back with veteran cars and some delightful glass ideas.
Hierdie maand in Pasella. Ons vier die winter van ons lywe af en vier die Olimpiese spele met 'n Griekse partytjie. Kuier by Aldebbo, die man met die groot oë wat die land al baie jare laat skaterlag, en ontdek die wonders van die Helderberg area en die Namibiese veld. Eet veldkos en veldrif, slaan penne in by die finaliste van die pendoring kompetisie en pendel saam met pitstops en Nina Swart. Elke Sondag aand om 6:30. Pasella, 'n jam-program vol lekker leef.
The town of White River was founded by Lord Milner after the Anglo-Boer War. In 1904, the area was set aside for ex-British soldiers to farm. However, the scheme was unsuccessful as the farms were too small. Today, this picturesque little town is a melting pot of talent and creativity. From the center of White River, take the R40 north out of town and you'll find Casterbridge just a few kilometers away. Casterbridge Farm is a stunning example of the ingenuity and creativity in the area. The The brainchild of Louis van der Merwe, this former mango plantation has been transformed into one of the most original and pleasant shopping concepts in South Africa. The complex was originally devised to provide a home for the family's handcrafted furniture company with the accent on quality. One of the first to join Louis at Casterbridge was Sue Green of the Willowbrook Cotton Company. Then there's Porcelino's Courtyard Cafe, where you can relax over a cappuccino before exploring what this gourmet destination has to offer. Here you can have an exotic picnic hamper made up to take along with you when you go to experience some of the great entertainment at the Barnyard Theatre. Or you can pick up a pizza from Papa's Pizzeria and eat it while you enjoy a movie at the wonderful little 96-seater art cinema, where you get to see recent releases as well as titles from the art circuit. Over the past 5 years, the White River Motor Museum has become a growing attraction in the Mpumalanga Lowveld. Due to public popularity and a growing collection of vintage and veteran cars, the museum is in the process of expanding. Due to be opened a little later in the year, this 2-level museum complex will now incorporate a section on the local history of White River. With me, I have the mastermind behind the Casterbridge Farm and the Motor and History Museum. Hello, Louis.
Hi, Marianne.
Now, I'm giving you all the credit for this, but apparently your parents have also played a big role in this.
Yes, they have. My dad, I inherited the love of history and old motor cars from my father, and my mother has been responsible for all the beautiful gardens here.
And they really are lovely. And now tell me, is this what you would call a vintage car or a veteran car, and what is the difference?
Well, I'll tell you the difference between a vintage and a veteran car. A veteran car is any car built up to the 31st of December 1918, and a vintage car is any car built up to the 31st of December 1930.
So, do you think I can take one for a spin?
I think we can organize that.
Swish. Now, this is my kind of car. I was born to drive something like this. Well, they wouldn't let me drive the car of my choice, but this is still fantastic. I must say, once I was behind the wheel, I was a little nervous and took things gently, just in case something happened to the car. But once I'd calmed down, I began to notice how picturesque and colorful the area around White River is. It was the driving experience of a lifetime. To end off the perfect day, I'm back here at Casterbridge at the 10 Green Bottles restaurant. So named because when excavating the foundations, 10 green bottles were dug up. And as you can see, I'm about to enjoy a quiet candlelit dinner in perfect surroundings. So I'll see you later.
Travel north from the Hluhluwe section of the reserve to Umfolozi and the Sontuli Loop, and you'll find yourself right at the heart of Zululand and what was once the royal hunting grounds of the great Zulu kings, including Shaka. Like the Hluhluwe section of the reserve, game viewing is the prime attraction. And here you will also find the Big Five roaming the area, along with white rhino, buffalo, leopard, cheetah, wild dog, and giraffe. This is the Umfolozi section, and here you can find anything from tented camps through to lodges. This is the Impila camp. It is entirely self-catering with 12 single-room chalets, each accommodating 4 people, as well as tented accommodation. The ablution blocks are communal. While you can enjoy the privacy of lodge accommodation in this part of the reserve, in a lot of cases you provide your own food with the services of a cook to prepare it included in the price. Besides daytime safaris, you also have the option of taking one of the many hiking trails in the reserve. These can range from anywhere from a couple of hours through to 4-day trails where you stay under the stars in tents. Apart from the designated self-guided trails, all these hikes and drives are led by experienced guides and rangers, not only to impart their knowledge of the bush, but to ensure your safety. I'm just outside St. Lucia Village and heading towards the Wetlands Park with Charles. Hi, Charles.
Hi, Olivia, and welcome.
Thank you so much. Charles from Heritage Tours, and he's going to be taking us on a night drive where we're going to see chameleon and other such things. So, Charles, what exactly can we expect to see? As we talked, Charles said not only could we expect to see chameleons, we are also likely to come across bush babies and other nocturnal animals. He also said that in the past he's come across hyena, jackal and hippos out of the water on food foraging trips. Not to mention, of course, cute little faces mesmerized by the light. Then I saw it, my first chameleon.
But at night time, they actually reflect light because as well as having color cells, they've got light-reflecting cells in their skin.
Heritage Tourism Safaris caters for every need, and I've been so spoiled. Cheese, biscuits, and champagne and oysters, and wildlife to die for. Absolutely stunning, an awesome experience, highly recommended. Thank you. Charles, thank you for sweeping me off my feet into the night. It was an awesome African experience.
You're more than welcome, Olivia, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And if you'd like any information about this or any of the other destinations we've been to, visit our website, www.travelexplorer.co.za. Remember, Travel Explorer with an X. Catch up with you later.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, please prepare yourselves for the following arrivals from Athens on SABC2 and SABC Radio.
For the love of the game, SABC Sports.
Which soccer ball is better? This one or this one? If you pass this soccer ball to a friend, he will probably pass it back. But if you pass this ball to a friend, he will never pass it back. Let's do man. Score the flavor.
Next on Seven de Laan.
So wat jy eintlik vir my wil sê, is dat Vanessa tot wie weet wat se tyd in die aand uitbly.
Ek weet nie veel van wat sy doen nie.
So met wie lees sy dan in die strate rond?
Ek weet nie, ek ken nie die ou nie.
Oh, wie is die ou?
Seker iemand wat sy ontmoet het, ek weet nie.
My kind, kuier tot laat nag saam met een of ander hierdjie en ek weet niks daarvan nie.
Seven de Laan, Monday to Thursday, 6:30 on 2.
In 1874, Tom McLachlan discovered gold in a valley near the escarpment. Then, in 1882, gold was discovered on a farm called Berlin. The result was a massive gold rush, which formed a small, lawless town known as Devil's Kantoor, or Devil's Office. A commission of inquiry was formed to form some kind of law and order in the place. One of the more imaginative members of the commission looked down on the valley, saw a geographical likeness to Cape Town, and renamed Devil's Kantoor Kaapse Hoop. Unfortunately, the gold rush was short-lived, and the fortune hunters left as quickly as they had arrived. The town was left to die a slow death. Today, this charming tourist village is on the upsurge again, with people returning and opening businesses catering to tourism, arts, and crafts. An historical legacy still evident in this picturesque village is the wild horses, leisurely strolling the streets. These are the descendants of the horses left behind by British soldiers at the end of the Anglo-Boer War. With its misty mountains and high rainfall, the vegetation around here is lush and green, making this an ideal getaway. The amount of accommodation here shows just how popular this little village has become as a holiday destination. Like the Silver Mist's guest house, now quite luxurious, used to be the old post office building. Then there's Golden Place, with its renowned wedding chapel, 20 luxury rooms, restaurant and gift shop, perfect for the all-in-one wedding and honeymoon. Other accommodation ranges from backpackers through to self-catering and even luxury guest houses. You can always enjoy lunch here at the Green Venus pub, where you can be regaled with one of the many ghost stories linked to the area, which could be why it used to be called the Devil's Office. I'm here at the Clay Lady with Ramona Morea, one of the artists that works here at the Kaapse Hoop. Ramona, how long have you been into pottery?
I've been doing pottery for about 15 years, on and off, but strictly for 2 years.
And how long have you had the shop?
In November, it would be 2 years.
Rather than a smooth, polished look, Ramona brings a rustic style to her work and specializes in water features, statues, as well as bringing an unusual look to her plates, mugs, and salad bowls. Another artist here at Kaapse Hoop is local glass crafter Kim Dias of Delightful. So Kim, how long have you been doing this?
Marion, about 20 years, plus minus.
And you mentioned to me just now it started as a hobby, and now it's a full-time job.
That's right. I'm very fortunate. That's all I can say.
Kim specializes in leaded windows, lampshades, and lights, as well as jewelry, bowls, and wind chimes. A restaurant and accommodation not spoken about so far is the Wild Horse. Here you'll find conference facilities, a pub, an art gallery, and a small arts and crafts shop, as well as overnight accommodation. Then, of course, there's the White Horse, which is definitely not to be missed, which is why I've left it till last. So while I enjoy my dinner, I'm going to leave you with Olivia and a last look at St. Lucia.
My last adventure here in St. Lucia today is going to be on St. Lucia Lake in a kayak with Kayak Safaris. Hi, Alex.
Morning.
Pleased to meet you, Alex. It's a beautiful day today, and your team's going to be taking me out on the lake. What can we expect to see once we're there?
A number of different things. Big ones, crocodile and hippo, variety of bird life, some amazing scenery, mud skippers, crabs, insects, whelks on the trees.
Oh, it sounds exciting. As we head into the lake, Alex explained that the less dense parts of the forest were caused by a small band of smelt workers who earned their living by making spearheads for Shaka and his MPs. They cut down the trees in order to make the fires for smelting the iron, and although the Zulus traded with these people, they regarded them as dirty and inferior. Both the elephant and Shaka in his day crossed the lake at its narrowest and shallowest point, known as Brody's Crossing. Heading into the mangroves, Alex explained that the white mangrove is a pioneer tree. Once it has established itself and stabilized the mud banks, the black mangrove pushes through, and because it doesn't like direct sunlight, grows in and amongst the white mangroves.
The mud skippers, small fish, hops around on the top of the mud surface. They feed off the organic matter that's on the mud, algae, seaweed, things like that. Fiddler crabs, very distinct. And the males, the one pincer is very much enlarged. They live off the leaves of the white mangrove tree.
The estuary itself ranges between being saltwater and freshwater. This is because saltwater is pushed in at high tide while rainwater feeds in from the river and is pushed into the estuary and out into the ocean. Just finished an exciting kayaking trip to Mapalan, and now I'm going to go and find out what other adventures are in store. Hi guys, how's it going?
Hello, Olivia. How's it going, Olivia?
Great. This is Rob and this is Phil. And these two gents are taking me in those on an exciting adventure back. Tell me more about it, Rob.
That's correct, Olivia. We're going on an awesome off-road adventure on our way back through a couple of rivers. It's going to be great fun.
Woohoo! Should we get going?
Let's go.
Great. Mapalan is the southernmost camp in the Greater St. Lucia wetlands and is popular with both ski boaters and anglers. Covered in a lush canopy of enormous trees, this is home to more than 200 species of birds. Over and above being a lot of fun, the areas that you get to drive through and the variety in scenery is absolutely amazing. The access road to Mapalan can be rough at times, but thanks to Rob and Phil from Africars, we're able to literally go in and take a look. The accommodation available ranges from 5-bedded self-catering log cabins to 45 camping and caravan sites. The tap water is not drinkable and there are no restaurants, so you have to make sure you bring everything you need with you. If you want a complete break from the humdrum of everyday life, then a road trip to Mapalan with Africars is the only way to go. It's exhilarating, and it's definitely a whole load of fun. My last adventure here in St. Lucia is to tour the wetlands on horseback, and what a fantastic way to round off a great visit. Fortunately, at this time of year, the crocs are pretty sluggish and the horses don't seem to be at all nervous. But before I head off to enjoy the rest of my outride, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Anton Roberts of African Wanderer Tours and Safaris and St. Lucia Kayak Safaris, Andrew Zalumis of the Greater St. Lucia Wetlands Authority, and Jeff Gaisford of KwaZulu-Natal Wildlife, all of whom have made this trip possible. From me, it's bye for now. Until next time.